Hi guys, welcome to this session in Microsoft Visio. In this module, I want to have a look at the organizational chart templates. So I'm on the home screen and I can see the template here. This is the one I want. I'm just going to open that one and I'm going to select this one, which if I click on that, it just tells you there it's hierarchical and that's the one I want. But you've got other options. You can go through the wizard as well. I'm just going to create that one. Drops it on the screen and you get a demonstration of what you can do. Now I'm just going to do Control A to select all of that and start from scratch. Just get rid of that. So basically you've got these stencils on the left, you've just got quick shapes with a few in there, and then coin organizational chart shapes there with some of the objects at the bottom. So I'm just going to use this stencil. As always, you can search for other shapes, other stencils, opening other stencils through this option. If you've already got one created, you can do that, but I'm just going to use this for this little example. Now how it works is you bring on the first shape, which is usually the boss, and drop it on the screen. Shape data I've got on already, and you can see the preset shape data that's listed for this shape. If I right click and go into data, define shape data, you get those there with an option of adding your own new ones or deleting all these completely and putting your own ones in. It's totally up to you how you do that, but I'm going to leave the default ones on there for the moment, so I'll cancel that off. Now you've got other shapes, so like manager shapes. If I drag a manager on top of that shape, it will snap underneath like so, and I'll do that again. I'll just bring 3 of them on and you can see how it works. Now that is how it's sitting. That is okay, I like that. And then you've got different groups underneath that. So you've got position, but down here you've got multiple shapes or 3 positions. So I'm going to drag 3 positions on this guy and they'll drop out below. Now we're going to have a problem here. And then multiple shapes, I'll drop on this one and I'll go for 4 positions like so. And now we've got an overlap. So this needs to be fixed. So to fix the way they sit, you need to adjust the layout. So I've clicked onto this one. Up the top there you've got layout and you can pick different layouts. So that one, and then I'll need to do the same for that one. So they're just coming down the same. I'm going on to a second page here, but that's how it works. Now if I just do multiple shapes for this guy, I'll just leave it on 3. And again I need to adjust that layout so it sits like so. Happy teddy bear, that's good. Now on these you can see that there's a space for a picture. If I right click, you got the option there to add a picture. It says change picture, but if I click on it, it'll just let me search for a picture. I'll use this one, just open that, and then that sits in there for me. Now some of the features that you've got is, if I right click on one of these shapes, so if I click on this one, right click, you've got create a synchronized copy of these shapes. So if I click on that, it says new page because I haven't got any pages. There's only one page, so new page is okay. Click on that and it creates that same list on there. So if I double click on that and call that, say admin, just making this up, and go back and call that main, that's the main. And then if I now right click again on this guy, you've got subordinates and then an option to hide subordinates. So if I just click on that, on the front screen it's hidden, and then on the admin it's expanded. Now I said create a synchronized copy, but what that actually means, it doesn't mean, if I just expand this for a second, if I add another shape, so if I get another position coin, stick it on there so it just drops in at the bottom, so I've got 4 there. When I go to admin, it hasn't added the extra shape on there. I would have to redo this if that's the case. What it synchronizes, I'll just do Control Z to undo that and get rid of it again. Got rid of it. What it synchronizes is what you put in these boxes. So if I, for example, put a name in there, Brown, spell it right, Brown, and then a name in there, Smith, what that is doing is synchronizing onto the other page. If I go back onto that other page, you can see Smith and Brown sitting there. So that's what the synchronization is. It's not if you add extra shapes. So the idea would be you create your organizational chart and then synchronize it. The only thing then, if they're just standard positions, they would be the people that are changing. It would be the people that are changing, not the actual positions. So that's the idea behind that. If I just make this a little bit smaller so you can see the whole thing. So that's basically how you create a organizational chart. You just drag and drop the shapes on top of each other and then they cascade below, and you use layout to adjust these trees if they're overlapping. Now I've got other features here. If I've got a team frame, for example, if I can position that there, team frame, and maybe I want a manager shape to sit there that's not connected into this, and I put some shapes underneath that, 3 positions, say okay, and then I have to adjust it again like I did before so it comes underneath. Now this guy, if I get rid of these windows, I don't need these windows for a minute. Let's put this inside the team frame, so I'll just push this up a bit and then just expand it so they all sit inside. Now I probably need to change the layout on that again to the other side so it sits inside this team frame. You can name the team frame. I'll call it external, so it's an external set of people. And then I want a connector coming into the boss at the top, so I'll just basically go back to home, connector, sit it on the top one and connect it up to the boss. Okay, to that, I don't need that, that's just the help coming up. Back to pointer. So now I've got a team frame, move that across a little bit so it's banging into that, like so. And you've got some other tools there that you can use if you require them. You can also format that if I don't want it to be, I could have used the dotted line, or I can just select it from here, choose the weight and make it, choose the color, and make it fatter if I need it to be fatter, or heavier, like so. So that's that. Titles, if I go to design, you've got the backgrounds. If I click on backgrounds, I'll do the world. It creates an additional page, and all the pages that you've got will see through that if you add the background to it. Now the admin page hasn't got a background attached to it. This is attached to the first page, so what I need to do on the admin page is tell it to look at this background page. So if I right click and go into page setup, admin is not looking at a background, so admin is a foreground, but I want it to look at that background, and then okay, and then that will come through like so on there. Now also in the, as a background, you can have titles, so borders and titles, so I'll just pick one. That also sits in the background, and you have to go into the background to edit it. Org chart, it's easy. See, delete that. Org chart, it's easy. And then if I go to main, I've got that on there. Make sure it doesn't bang into all your shapes. Admin hasn't got that, so I need to get admin to look at that as well. Just right click on that, page setup, admin background. Okay, so okay to that. It's got it on there now. So this is sitting onto on the bottom here. I need to move this up, so I'll just select the whole thing, Control A actually, just move it all up to the top. So it comes onto this top page like so. That'll do. So back to home, main, calling it home. So that's the main page, like so. Now I'm going to create another example. I'll show you another example of creating an organizational chart from some external data that you might have already in Excel. So if I just open an Excel file, so this is an Excel file. What you need is a name column, and you need this. This column is what the wizard will use to create the links, if you like. So you have to have the manager level, who are these people reporting to, and then it will do it for you. So there's two things I'm going to do. I'm going to link this, so if this changes, the organisational chart will change, and I'm going to also just import it in so it's just a dead copy. So I'll go back to Visio and go File, New, that one, pick the same one, Create, and just make that full screen. Control A again, delete all of them. Now, so if we go to the data option first of all, it's got quick import for Excel, which is what this is. So it says there, import and link Excel data. So this is a link option. So click that. You have to select the file. So I've already got it showing there, but if you don't have it showing there, you've got to browse for it. But I can just click on that and then click done. And then it will import that information, and then you click done again, and then it sits down here. So what now I need to do is click on the shape type that you want, and then you drag that relevant person onto the screen, like so. So that becomes the first person. So now I want a manager. Now I probably need to go and put the connector tool on here. So I want a manager shape, and these brown, Jones and green are managers. So just drag and drop them on there. Okay. Did that the wrong way around. Bear with me. Drag that back there. Yes. Bring in brown down here. So normally you would drag and drop, but you have to do it like this. It's telling you to drag and drop there, but then if you do that, what it's doing, it swaps places with the one that was already there. So just put them in where you want them to go, and we can sort out the connections later on. In fact, the reason I did that is because I didn't have that clicked. Okay, and now I need to get rid of this one. I'll do that later on. So you click the shape, and now I want position. So that needs to be active. I want a position because black reports to brown. So if I just sit that under there, you get the line. I need to line it up. And then winter reports to Jones. No, make it active first. Just saves a bit of time. It doesn't matter if you forget to do it, because you can go back and redo it afterwards. You can see what it's doing. It's doing the data graphics. So you might have to adjust this later on. So let's just get rid of this. Now move these along. I'm using my arrow keys to line them up. I'll try to line it up. Okay, let's set that up a bit. Alright, I'm going to do these connections myself. That one's okay. I don't want that there, so I want one to come from there straight to that. And that one, this one here, can come from there. So, and then that one needs to move across. So you basically just adjust these. Now I'm going to spend hours doing this because this is all about linking the data. If you don't want the shape data to be displayed, you can just get rid of that. If you want the data graphics different, you can tick these on or off. There's no point putting the name on because it's a different thing to what you've got in there. If I take the telephone number off and department, so I'll need to do that for all of it, so I'll just get rid of the shape, the data graphics. So putting them on, taking them off. And if I highlight everything, should better take them off, everything. Just takes a bit of space up, that's all. Didn't highlight that one for some reason. Like so, so they're all off. So the lines are all over the place, but I just need to position these and then do the connections. But the idea is that if the data changes in Excel, this will update automatically. I want that to go into the top of there, like so, so it's the same as that one. It's got the shape data on, don't want that. Data graphics, should I say. That wants to come into there. So this is fighting me when I'm going to win, because I want it to be like that, and that one needs to be sorted out. And you can move these across to make them equidistant. This one seems to be playing up a little bit. There we go. And that one's now gone a bit pear-shaped. There we go. Okay, so if I go into Excel and change one of these, or add something, or change something, what can I change? Let's say I change the telephone number on somebody. So 22. Let's change that to 111. See what happens here. Go back into Excel, change that to 111. Save that. Come back into Visio. Now that hasn't changed it because I need to go to data and refresh the links, and then now it's changed it 111. So this is a linked organizational chart, so it is changed. Now if I do another one where I'm not linking it, it's just going to be importing it. So again, I'll use that one. Control A, delete. So now if I go to the org chart tab, you've got import here as well. Now this isn't going to link it, so on the data tab, these options, so you've got the quick one, or I could have gone into custom, which gives you the different options there, but the same process. That's going to create a link. But this option is just going to import it or export it, whichever you want to do, but I'm just going to import it. And information is already stored in a file. Yes, it is. Next. Is it a text file or Excel file? Yes, it is. Next. And it's just remembering that from before, but otherwise you would have to browse. Next. So now it's going to look at the data and populate these fields. So name, reports to, those are the fields that I want it to do. That's right. So if you don't have that reports to field, it won't create it. I don't need the first name field. Next. So do I want, this is for that's the data file columns displayed fields. So it's up to you what you put in. You can change them if you want, but I'll add reports to as well. And then you've got different fields here that you can add or remove. In fact, it's not going to let me remove, but these are shaped data fields, but again you can edit these, delete them off or change them once you get out of this wizard. And don't include a picture, I don't want a picture. Next. And hyperlink apply, yeah, across pages. Do I want a wizard to automatically break? Yes, I do. Finish. And it should create it. So it's created the same structure as before. It looks a bit tighter than the one I did, but that's basically a slightly different way of doing it. That's just importing the whole thing into Visio from Excel. The other one was linking it to Excel, and then we did a standalone organizational chart ourselves in Visio, just creating it ourselves. But that's all I want to talk about on this little video. Hopefully it's of use. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you on the next one.